So let me redefine what success is. You have to be wealthy, you have to be successful, you have to be a good father, you have to be a good husband.
Hello, folks. I'm your guest, Melvin Landry, and welcome to another episode of Get Diversified. Today, we have a fantastic guest. We have my friend, my brother, Fady from Oklahoma in the United States. Fady's a mover and a shaker. He's into multifamily, domestically and internationally. So I am happy to have my friend, my brother here to share his story, talk about family, and we'll dive into a spiritual aspect too. That's a key driver and very, very keen to Fady's heart. So, Fady, welcome to the show, brother. How we doing?
Thank you, Melvin, man. It's a blessing to be here with you, finally.
Good. Fat. Hey, man. So thanks for joining me on the show here. Why don't we tell the listeners, give us a little insight about you, your family, how you got into real estate, and your progress trajectory to date?
Sounds great. Just because of time and the length of the story, but the short version of it is pretty simple. And I think it's pretty common, probably for a lot of people that can relate to it. So I was educated as a mental health professional, have an undergraduate degree, a graduate degree in mental health. That means counseling psychology in the state of Oklahoma. So I spent 17 years working as a mental health professional in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a couple of years also in Israel and Jerusalem. And then, got married, and then we had our first child. And then when we had our first child, we had more needs, more responsibilities. And then I started to think, what can I do to expand my opportunities, my resources? Because I was working a non-profit mental health. So money was not even any incentive in what I was doing. And then I stumbled upon a copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I recommend that book for anyone. Once I read it, Melvin, it like a switch turned on in my mind. And that's how I started thinking about real estate, because Robert is big on real estate and, moving from the, day job and W-2s to, like being an investor. So, and then I got into studying more about real estate. And then I bought two properties in Las Vegas, Nevada in around the 2008 time. And the rest is history, man. That's pretty much in a nutshell how I switched to get to this point in my life.
Okay. So 2008 to 2024, it started for me in 2005. I was living closer to where you are. I was in the heartland of America where I bought my first small multifamily, which is actually where I live now. So life comes full circle. I'm ended up back in the place where it started for me. So, man, so let's talk about that trajectory from 2008. You bought your first property, right? Where's your mindset, man, in terms of where you think you need to be to grow? Talk to us about that trajectory.
Yeah, that's a good question. From early on, just the way I was raised by my parents, I've had that drive and motivation to always better myself, have a good family, have good kids, take care of my family. So I was always on the path, and I still I'm on the path of continued obsession with self-improvement and growth-oriented mentality. So that's a huge thing, Melvin, and I teach my kids the same framework, the same mindset, that you have to work so hard on yourself, on your mind, harder than you work on your career and your job. Because society and culture usually tells you, no, you have to really put in the 60, 70, 80 hours into your job, which leaves people with very little to invest in themselves. In the long run, people don't benefit from that formula, Melvin. It's the other way around. You have to work so hard on yourself that you become so valuable in the marketplace that when I open my mouth or when I interact with people, when I communicate with people, I actually truly can add value. And when I can add value, I'm talking about value mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, connections, resources, all of it. So that's kind of the trajectory in general that I've been on. And that affects everything that I do, Melvin, every single day, man. Because there's so much to do every day for all of us. We have the same amount of time. Every day we wake up. So the difference is what each person, what I focus on every single day compared to other people. And that's how you start separating yourself, in a good way, separating yourself from the general average masses of humanity.
Humanity. I couldn't have spoken any better. I mean, you've articulated in terms of we are always, and you're taught, right? I mean, go to high school, go to college, do well, get a job, work at a job 30, 40 years, then you retire. I think about my father who worked extremely hard, provided for his kids. I have myself and my brother, and I kind of feel thanks to my father, I am the man who I am today, and I'm taking it up another level. At the same time, right, we talk about continuous improvement, working on yourself. That's something that now, right, where I'm at post 40, I'm excited about working on myself, and now I see a vision to sidestep the path that my father went before me to allow for, just go, okay, you work 50 years and all of a sudden you're 60, you're 65. And, life expectancy in this country is what, 75 to 79, right? So you don't have many years left.
You're 100% right. So, look, I don't want to sit here and talk about problems. I think there's enough people out there talk about problems. I want to talk about solutions. I want to talk about healing. I want to talk about positive energy. So, let me redefine what success is, or what wealth is, or what I stand for, which is wealthy minds, and what is considered a wealthy human being in the 21st century, America and the world. And it starts at home. You have to be wealthy. You have to be successful. You have to be a good father. You have to be a good husband. You have to be you have to be a good human being. So you have to start success. Like, success starts at home, really. I mean, I focus a lot on my relationship with my wife and my kids. And to be honest with you, Melvin, I mean, that's probably the most important thing for me on planet Earth after God. And I derive these things also, fortunately and luckily for me, because I was born in the Holy Land, and culture there, family and God are super important, and we've been able to protect ourselves over centuries, Melvin. I mean, I come from like thousands of years old of lineage. I mean, it's not a joke, and sometimes we tend to forget that. So then I ask myself, what is it that my forefathers and ancestors have done to protect that knowledge, that lineage, that wealth for me to get here to the 21st century, sitting in Tulsa, Oklahoma, speaking and communicating with my friend Melvin right now? And it has a lot to do with focusing on yourself, improving yourself, being a good human being, good father, good husband, good kid, good cousin, good citizen, and then focus on your relationship with your higher power, man. Like, that is the foundation for success. If you learn how to master that, Melvin, and then you step out into the marketplace, I don't care in what capacity. You could be a banker, you could be an investor, you could be a real estate guy, you could be a doctor, you could be an engineer. Your chances of success in the marketplace, in my own experience, I'm speaking from my experience here, I'm not lecturing, will astronomically go up compared to people who do it differently. That's just been my experience. And because I see a lot of people, Melvin, just hustling, working super hard, sacrificing tons of years of their life for the sake of the mighty dollar. And like you said, they get to a certain age and time is limited, and it's like, man, they're out. Like, what for? Like, if you didn't enjoy your life, if you didn't create experiences for the people that you love, for the people that you're involved with, then what's the point of it? If you're not having meaningful relationships and all you're having in your life is transactional relationships, that's not wealthy. A wealthy person is a person who created time by leveraging money and investments to create wonderful, beautiful experiences for himself, his wife, his kids, friends, and also investors. So the people that I do business with, Melvin, I want to develop good relationships where we can do life together. I'm not just interested in doing transactions, because I base my business on trust. So trust is essential in the marketplace, and people can sense trust. All human beings can sense trust, because there are a lot of talkers and whatever. We're not going to talk about those people and gossip about them, but we're going to talk about the people who are honest. They have a sense of integrity, the people who are willing to back you up no matter what. And when things get tough, those people are still standing there, with you, man. Personally, professionally, and business, man. That's the kind of people that I want, that I envision. Then the universe and God manifest those people into my life. You're one of those people. I mean, your wife is one of those people, because you care about your family, you care about your wife, you care about your kid, and you want to do good. You don't want to just make money, you want to also do good.
It's 100%. 100%.
The most successful people in the financial world, in the marketplace, they can manage stress better than anybody else. So the more you learn to manage stress, you'll be able to handle success.
Jacqueline and Melvin, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of Get Diversified. Please make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes. Finally, stop by our website and follow us on social media. Ciao for now. Make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. And remember, get diversified.